Hi everyone, welcome to my cyberspace. In case it's your first time, do well to subscribe, like, follow and share. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to negotiate your desired salary as a data expert. This video is also going to be useful for you even though you are not a data person. But in case you're not noticing, this is a new merch for my brand Jjay Insight. But let's get into the core of this video. In case you are proud to start a job interview or you already got an offer already, what's the right approach in negotiating? I would say that the best time or the wrongest time to negotiate is the first conversation you having the recruiter. Most times recruiter would tell you something like, oh, we have a budget for this role, and they say if it's something that you can go for. A lot of time people will start negotiating at that junction, and I would say that is the wrong time because you have not allowed the hiring manager or the people you're going to be working with to have a taste of who you are and the value that you bring to the table. And one thing you also need to know that the recruiter is just like a messenger, so they are not the main decision makers. So they are coming with a decision that the hiring manager or the director of the organization or the CEO have spoken about already. So at the first conversation, they tell you something like, this is the budget for the role. What you will say, oh, that sounds nice. Maybe at some point you might talk about this in detail. And when you want to sign an offer, you don't think about salary alone in itself, because that should be the truth before you sign an offer for any organization. So after you've gone through the interview process and everything is successful, then this is the time that you start to negotiate. So the principle is, and one book I really recommend is Never Split the Difference. One of the principles I would say is that, let's say whatever salary that you desire, if it's like, let's say 100k, you want to tell the recruiter something 20% higher than that, because the whole essence of negotiation is, because it's a negotiation, eventually they would come to offer you something lesser than you said you wanted. It's going to be very difficult if you do not budge and you stay at like 100k, and you're like, it's not just going to be a very principle of negotiating. So for negotiating principle, call something higher than you really want, and you will see different persons have used this principle. If you read different books, by the time you call something outrageous, then they would eventually come into the middle ground of what you really wanted. So you call maybe 20% higher, and after back and forth negotiation, then you will get the desired offer that you want. One thing you also need to know is that sometimes some recruiters will push back, but you don't want to fall into that trap. You want to tell them to relay the information back either to the hiring manager or to the director, and maybe they can shift ground. In my YouTube channel, I covered in detail some of the things you need to know for you to be able to get your desired salary. So head over there and check that video. I just dropped it now. In case this video was a value for time, do also subscribe, like, follow and share. Ciao.